friends, I feel like I've been gone so long. I feel like Miss Sophia felt when she got back from jail. Like after she sat in that cell and sat in that cell and sat in that cell. That's how I feel. But I am back, y'all. Let me put some lip gloss on my lips. Feel crazy. Um, I am so happy to be back. I feel like one of them single moms who finally got a babysitter. And technically, let me adjust this camera. Technically, I don't even have a babysitter. Ivy just went down for her nap. That is why I am late to the live chat, because I was like, yo, I have not talked to my ICC friends in what feels like so long. I was like, I got to lock in. I got to figure it out. But I was just getting my bearings. As many of you know, or many of you may not know, I now have my two granddaughters living with me. Eve, who is 5, she'll be celebrating her 6th birthday on December the 9th. And Ivy, who just turned 2 on October 23rd. And we are truly in the throes of the terrific twos. So we are doing potty training, and so for me, it's just been kind of challenging just navigating just the work-life balance of it all, because Destiny getting ready to graduate in May. So I thought I was getting ready to be like shaking my perimenopausal booty in a club somewhere. But no, I'm potty training and doing pull-ups, and I am more than happy to do so for my 2 beautiful grandbabies. I was actually expecting Ivy to crash this live, but I could see it in her eyes that if she did not take a nap, it was going to be treacherous. But anyway, so that's pretty much what's been going on with me, and why, sometimes I can't even speak. Sometimes the blog posts are slow or absent altogether. That is why I'm not going live as much as I used to. That is why the video content has basically completely died off, because it's really hard to make TikTok videos and Facebook videos and YouTube videos when you have a 2-year-old in the back hollering, I want some apple juice. So I'm just still trying to navigate all that. But I am turning 50 this month, which is a milestone. I'm going to call it a milestone, because I feel like in the past 2 months that I have aged 20 years, but that's not what y'all here for. Y'all are here for us to talk, and for us just to, it's so much going on in entertainment and celebrity news. And I literally be wanting to hop on the line and be like, y'all, did you see this? Did you see that? What do you think about this? What do you think about that? This is what I think about this one. So I try to write the blog post, but y'all in between, y'all sit on the potty, girls. Yeah. So anyway, let's get into some of the things that are sitting at the top of my dome right now, which I had to put a hat on because it's a nest under here, because I don't have time to comb my hair anymore. So first things first, I want to start with this Diddy documentary. Everybody was like, oh, the Diddy documentary. This morning I did 19 totally accurate tweets about the Diddy documentary, that social media is buzzing about it. Like local news is buzzing about it. All of the major, like our lovely said, the streets are on fire. So everyone is basically talking about this documentary. And I just wanted to share a few thoughts that I had on the documentary. The first things first, going into the first episode, I was like, okay, I kind of fell for the banana in the tailpipe like many of you did. And I'm going to tell you what I feel like that banana in the tailpipe was. 50 Cent being attached to this documentary, because ever since this whole Diddy thing exploded, there have been multiple documentaries. Peacock has done one. I think TMZ did a documentary. There have been multiple documentaries about Diddy and this whole situation and what he did do and what he didn't do and so on and so forth and all the things, right? But what made this documentary especially juicy or especially appealing to people who may not have cared about the previous documentaries was the fact that 50 Cent was attached to it, because we know he is King Petty. Okay. He is Petty Vandross. He is Petty Tendergrass. He is petty, petty, petty. So we figured or the assumption was that this documentary is going to be even more salacious, even more messy, even more, what is the word that I'm looking for? Biased. That's not actually the word that I'm looking for, but I'm going to take it because I can't think of the other word. But we expected this to be some hot, flame broiled, messy ass mess because 50 Cent was involved. I fell for the banana in the tailpipe too, because it was like, ooh, it was just like a sensational story that made you want to get some popcorn and a cold pop. But my media brain eventually turned on, and I was like, 50 Cent is executive producer. There is literally a whole filmmaker director connected to this project. I think her name is Alexandra or Alexandria. I don't quite remember. I don't feel like pulling it up while we're talking. This woman put this documentary together. What they did was they involved 50 Cent because 50 Cent's name is going to catapult it up. 50 Cent's name is going to go ahead and put that extra, razzle dazzle, Laurie season salt, Mrs. Dash, whatever you prefer to use on your seasonings. That is going to make this documentary go where the other ones didn't necessarily go. 50 Cent, at the most, what he did was throw some money at the project so that it can be completed, get an executive producer credit. And if you notice the marketing of it all, they put executive produced by 50 Cent, big as day, right next to Diddy's head on the key art, because that is the driving and selling point of this whole documentary, is that 50 Cent is involved. No one is giving credit to the director of this documentary, Miss Alexandra. Okay, let me pull her name up because I just feel like I'm doing her dirty at this point. But no one is really giving her the credit that she deserves for directing this documentary and putting it together the way that she did. Because my first thought was, who sifted through all this video? Like, I'm talking about, we got making the band footage. We got footage of Cassie back when she looked like she was fresh out of high school. Like, who sifted through these hours and hours and hours of video to put all this stuff together? But let me see what this young lady's name is, because Alexandria Stapleton. So Alexandria, not Alexandra. Alexandria, ma'am, you did your big one with this documentary, just off the strength of piecing together all these pieces and clips. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I remember that. Oh my gosh, I totally forgot about this clip. I forgot about that. I forgot about this. I forgot about that. She did an absolute fantastic job just piecing it all together and having the flow of it and telling the story. Now, we got the people who go down to the documentary and they be wanting to talk. And my first thought was, there are certain people who are showing up in every single documentary. And my first thought is, okay, either you really, really, really don't like Diddy, or this documentary money is really, really good. Now, I'm going to speak from someone who was involved in a documentary that was supposed to come out, and it was supposed to be really, really good. Nothing messy or anything like that. It was more on the media side, but I was invited to be a part of a documentary, and they shot me $5,000 just to sit down. So, and I'm talking, this is just on a media side of things. So if you are talking about a documentary that is Netflix, that is Diddy, where Diddy is the subject matter, I don't know why all of a sudden my throat want to get choked up. Where Diddy is the subject matter, we don't know what those type of payments are looking like. But then Netflix came back, because now it's a whole thing where Diddy's team tried to file a cease and desist, and Diddy's team is upset and they want the whole documentary shut down. And Netflix is saying no one was paid to participate in this documentary. So everyone that is in this particular Sean Combs The Reckoning documentary allegedly did not receive a dime for their participation, but they are getting visibility. They are on Netflix. I will testify against a dog right now to be able to be on Netflix, because I'm going to try to jump off of the documentary and go slide over into Stranger Things and say what's up to Will, because if you know, you know. But anyway, with that being said, the documentary, episode 1, boring. Because it's 4 parts, right? So episode 1 is boring. It was boring for me. And the reason why I feel like this documentary didn't really like blow my wig off or snatch my cat back like it's doing a lot of other people is because I've been down with Bad Boy since its inception. Okay. I was one of those people who wanted to get signed to Bad Boy at one point in time in my life. That is a whole nother chapter in my life that we can get into later on. But at one point in time in my life, I had music dreams and I wanted to be on Bad Boy when I ain't know no better. I literally had the Vibe magazine cover with Biggie and the baby blue shirt and Puff like leaning over him. Like, I used to collect magazine covers the whole nine. I wanted to be in the music industry and I wanted to be a part of Bad Boy. So, and then at some point in time, I'm almost ashamed to admit it, but I used to have a crush on Diddy. Listen, I'm terrible time to share that. But what I'm saying is I was fully invested in the Bad Boy story. So Biggie is my favorite rapper. So I'm in there. So a lot of the things, and I was born and raised in New Jersey, which is adjacent to New York. If you just come on down the little thing, down the thing, come on down the bridge and all that other stuff. So with that being said, a lot of this stuff, I wasn't necessarily in the industry at that time, like in no way, shape, or form, but I just was always like laser focused on everything they had going on because I wanted to be a part of it. So a lot of the information that is coming out now in the documentary, or maybe we'll just say episode 1, aside from the whole backstory of like how Sean grew up and all that, like that stuff that we pieced together over the years, every time he was featured somewhere or he had a cover story. But a lot of that stuff was a regurgitation of things that we have seen and heard over the years. If you have been following Diddy, or if you were ever a fan of Bad Boy, his music or his career at any point in time, a lot of this stuff was like, okay, yeah, we know that. Okay, yeah. And we know his mama worked down. Yeah, she was the so-called madam, down to the fact. Yes, and his dad got murdered. Yeah, and he was so-called this gangster. Okay, yeah. We know all that. And he used to wear, his mama used to dress him up like a little pimp when he was little. Okay, we know all that stuff. But then now they're bringing in, like, the one thing I will say that this documentary presented that some of the other ones didn't is, well, the main thing, let me just focus on the main thing, is this so-called stolen, unauthorized, unreleased footage. That is what everyone is tuning in for. That is what the stink is about. That is what Diddy's team is most angry and vexed about, is this this footage that they claim was stolen, like how the Pilgrims went down and took the land from the Native Americans. So hear me out. This footage is literally Diddy having his own film crew film him. The narrative, and I cannot confirm or deny this, but the narrative is that Diddy was expecting to beat this whole case. He thought it was like shenanigans and tomfoolery. He was planning to, Harlem shake his way out of this one like he'd been doing over the years. And so he had his own film crew, or he had some film people filming him go through this process so that once he beat the case, he can drop his own documentary and monetize his own mess. So then the narrative became that Diddy was supposed to be selling his own documentary to Netflix after he beat this case. But when he didn't beat the case, Netflix said, oh, take that back. We going over here with Curtis and Alexandria, and we going to do it our way. But we going to use the footages that you were planning to use for your own documentary. So that's what the narrative is. Netflix was like, in no way, shape, or form did we pay anybody to be a part of this. We ain't steal no footages, and so on and so forth. But for me, it was that footage that really showed you all, because, I don't want anyone to hold me to the fire for who I was 10, 15, 20 minutes ago, let alone 20 years ago, right? So not making excuses for Diddy, because the stuff that I was doing was dumb stuff. When you start committing crimes against people and you start ruining lives and so on and so forth, there should be no statute of limitations on your retribution. When you ruin someone's life or you cause someone to lose their life in any way, shape, or form, there should be no statute of limitations on that. But so with that being said, it's like you're watching this documentary, And we see all the things that Diddy has allegedly done or supposedly done, and how he had his hand in this particular murder or that particular murder, how he positioned himself this way, that way, the third, how he womanized and manipulated people all through his career. But it was the stolen footage that literally showed you who he was 5 days before they came down to that Manhattan hotel that was full of baby oil and arrested him. This man was still, you know, they be like, and still the undisputed heavyweight champion. He was still the undisputed villain of the music industry, because just the language that he was talking. And for me, this documentary definitely is damaging. And it's so sad that a lot of people are going to be collateral damage in this documentary. For instance, Misa Hilton. Misa Hilton, I feel like she's collateral damage. I feel like Kim Porter is collateral damage. Like people who are a part of Diddy's story, but the things that they've tried to hide from us has to come out to the forefront to tell Diddy's mess. Like them talking about the way he abused Misa, the way he abused Kim. You know, Cassie. Like, I know Cassie never thought in a million years, when she was doing those freak offs and when she was being abused and she was going through whatever she was going through with Diddy, that all of us would know all the details down to her medical records that should be protected by HIPAA. I know she did not expect for the world. She did not see it playing out like this, you know, for all of us to know this. Now, Netta said, I was appalled when he said he needed a bath after dealing with the public. Boom. Like, this man literally felt like humans are here, God is here, and he is here. And the tricky part is, even though he felt like he was above everything, he always hollering God. Like, the most evil people always be hollering God. And that's scary. But anyway, so the documentary, first episode was like, okay, I already know this. The second episode, I think, is when they started getting into the East Coast, West Coast. And then they started trying to peel back the layers of the murder of Tupac and the murder of Biggie, and how it could be determined that Sean Puffy Combs may have had a hand in it, or he may have had a hand in it, or he may have been holding it in his hands like this. I'm just going to be careful what I say, because I don't need no drama in my life right now. So episode 2, I believe, is East Coast, West Coast, like just unpacking all of that, unpacking the details of Tupac's murder, unpacking the details of Biggie's murder. And I'm going to tell you, the moment that I choked up and almost bust out crying was when they played the audio of them scrambling. Like the moments right before Biggie got shot and the moments right after Biggie got shot. Like, I am never okay when I hear that. Because I have loved the Notorious B.I.G. from the time I heard his mixtape on to the time We'll Always Love Big Papa. And so that was very, very hard. That was hard for me. And so we had that moment. And then I think episode 3, we started kind of diving into the relationships with the women and Cassie, and like kind of unpacking the whole Cassie situation and so on and so forth. I'm just going to go on record and say that Kalina Harper irks my spirit. If you are one of my Facebook best friends, you already know that I put it in my Facebook story yesterday. Kalina Harper irks my spirit for a number of reasons. Some I'm not going to say because it's going to make me look like a bad person, but just the top layer of things, it's like she is one of those people. I'm going to just stop because I'm going through enough. I don't need the Lord to be spinning the block on me because of something I said about Kalina Harper. But I'm just going to tell you, everything about her irks my spirit. Now, one thing that is totally off base, Aubrey O'Day looks so goddamn good in that documentary, because the last time I seen Aubrey O'Day, she looked like a cracked out blow-up doll. the last time I saw her on social media, like to the point where I started praying for her because I was like, Lord, she don't even realize what she doing to herself as far as disfiguring herself. Aubrey looked god darn good in that documentary. I don't know who reversed the clock on her augmentation, but baby, I think she done found Kris Jenner's people. So I just needed to say that because I done talked about Aubrey so bad out in the public. I need to publicly address the fact that she looked good. She looked really good. So right now I am actually on episode 4 of the documentary. I think I'm like 30 minutes in. I didn't get to finish it because Pumpkin came home from school and I don't need her hearing nothing or seeing nothing about no goddamn Diddy. So I stopped the documentary and I will go back to it later. But overall, I do like the way that they took the information, even though a lot of it we have already heard before, but it's almost like I can take the ABCs and I can sing it to you A, B, C, D, E, F, G, or I could say A, B, then J, and then K, but don't forget about L. And then when L saw LMNOP over here, then Q pulled up and told TRS that we ain't playing with Z like that. And I feel like that's what they did with this documentary. They took a lot of the same information that we already know, but they packaged it and gave it to us in a way that is still interesting, even though it may be repetitive and redundant. And that additional footage of Diddy, like plotting with his sons on how they going to spin the block on Dawn and flip the narrative on Dawn because Dawn filed her lawsuit, sending Kalina out to go ahead and try to discredit Dawn. And then, he's still, keeping. And you know what? I feel like Lil Boosie, one of the most ignorant humans to ever open his mouth and speak publicly, but a broken clock can be right at least twice a day, right? It's twice a day a broken clock is right. Yeah. Boosie said something that I heard it and it has stayed with my spirit. He said, you don't go to jail for what you've done. Sometimes you go to jail for all the shiznit you got away with. And I feel like in Diddy's case, think about everything that he's gotten away with. And then the little bit of time that he has to sit in jail. Because there are people who feel like what he's done or what he was convicted of, like the people who want to play, pick and choose. Based off of what he was convicted of, he shouldn't have to do this jail time. But I feel like you in jail for the stuff you got away with. And you're not even getting the appropriate time for the stuff that you have allegedly done and gotten away with. So I was like, Boosie cooked when he said that. But Boosie a jailbird too, so I'm pretty sure he got a lot of good quotes about jail. But what I'm saying is he cooked with that one. Because I know a lot of people who are in jail right now, not necessarily for what they are in, like, what they got locked down for, but for the things that they have gotten away with. So the documentary, I'll say it's a decent watch. I do know that more people have participated in this one, and then you're going to get more updated, like more recent verbiage and people speaking on the case and speaking on their relationship and their interactions with Diddy, because this is the freshest documentary. And when Netflix is in the building, people pulling up, they running up, they ready to yip yap, they want to talk because it's Netflix being involved. Another thing that I just want to point out about the documentary, Craig Mack's story, really, that's another one that kind of just really hurts my heart. How Craig Mack, his whole story went out. Kalina, actually, let me just say this though. Kalina, you went out in the streets of social media and turned your back on Dawn and played in Dawn's face, but this man wouldn't even give you $5,000 when you was in a custody case battling your husband over your child. Okay, but that's who you want to be like. That's the type of power and the type of energy that you want to be like. Because the whole time I wanted to take your hair and just bring it forward, just a smidget. But anyway, that's the Diddy documentary. So it is streaming on Netflix right now. You can definitely read the tweets that I shared on the site because Ain't no spoilers in this situation, right? It's just a matter of seeing things for yourself. But with that being said, let's move on. The other thing that I wanted to talk to y'all about, aside from the Diddy documentary, is let's just jump into this Ray J, Brandy, Beyonce, The Boy Is Mine tour stuff. One of the things that I really, really love about my Facebook page, the Xaviera page, because I have the Xaviera page, and then I have the old Ice Cream Combos page, and I have the new Ice Cream Combos page. Let me just explain that really quickly, because I have confused some of y'all, and I apologize. Some of y'all think that the new Ice Cream Combos page, like y'all thought it was like a fake page, like somebody trying to impersonate Ice Cream Combos. That is not the case. Facebook demonetized the super duper big Ice Cream Combos page. I tried to start a new page and move y'all over to the new page so I can try to get that one monetized and do away with the old one. Enough of y'all didn't come for me to get monetized. So and then Facebook started suppressing this one, suppressing that one. And at this point, I need both of them for y'all to be able to see my content. But what I love most about the Xaviera Facebook page, if you follow the Xaviera Facebook page, then you are one of my best friends. That is where I communicate with my best friends. I'm trying to get back into talking to people on the Ice Cream Convos page. If I see some of the best friends over there, then I'll jump in and talk to y'all. But I had to protect my peace, because y'all know the past year and a half has been whooping my behind. Like I said the wrong thing to somebody in the club and I got jumped. Okay. So I have to protect my peace to the best of my ability. And the Ice Cream Convos page has a lot of passerbyers. You know, I love the fact that y'all share my content. But when y'all share my content, then it goes out to another group of people who aren't necessarily family. So they will come in. Sometimes they attack y'all. Sometimes they attack me. They're just not my pick of the litter. Okay. So on the Xaviera page, that's my best friends. Those are the people that I talk to on a regular basis. Those are the people that I consider my friends / family. My sister over there, like just my dad over there. Like that's where my people are. But something happened yesterday where some strange fruit ended up on the Xaviera page. And I should have known better, like Monica, no pun intended. I should have known better because I mentioned Beyonce. And when you mention Beyonce in any way, shape, or form, it's like a certain frequency lifts from the ground and it goes out into the atmosphere. And then it like literally like pings people, whatever they're doing. They could be cooking, brushing their teeth, changing a baby. They just get the ping. Somebody is talking about our queen. And then they show up. And here's one of the things that I have told you guys before. I have been doing celebrity news and entertainment for 15 years. And I have learned quite a bit in 15 years about how people work, especially on social media. You can have two different people, two different celebrities, and both of them may have done something. Whoever people like the most is who they're going to defend. Even if that person is wrong, strong and wrong, loud and wrong, or they're going to defend that person. Okay. Now, there are another group of people who just jump on the internet, not to understand, not to engage, but only to argue, stir up shiznit, and be combative. I'm not going to deal with y'all either. I'm not going to do it. Because I made a promise to myself that I was not going to be on the internet fighting with people that I can't go outside and fist fight in real life. Because there is nothing like somebody getting you so riled up on the internet that you want to throw hands and you can't. You don't have nobody to fight. So your best bet is to just protect your energy and just walk away, log off, and leave it be. Y'all not going to have me so hyped that I'm sitting in the mirror practicing how I'm a two to the body, one to the head, and I can't do nothing because you live in Oklahoma and I'm in Atlanta. And the chances of us ever seeing each other. So that's why I don't argue on the internet. This is why I don't argue on the internet. With that being said, yesterday I had a various group of people who came into my space. My friends, my best friends already there. My friends were already there, but then there's another group of people who showed up. And the other group of people showed up are people who I think they just want my attention, for lack of a better term. Like if I be like, oh, y'all, today is such a wonderful Wednesday. No, it ain't, bit. It's Thursday. No, it's not. It's the day after Tuesday. Like those type of people. And I was like, ooh, not going to engage y'all either. Yesterday, Ray J got on Al Gore's internet. And Ray J is one of the people that I hope in the year of our Lord 2026 that we collectively make a decision to ignore his existence. Ray J, Masika, Hazel E, Blueface, Krishan Rock. There is a laundry list of people, Charleston White. There is a laundry list of people that I hope that we can collectively come together as a community and make a decision that we are going to ignore these people's existence from this point forward. And Ray J is one of those people. Now, he fresh out of jail on Turkey Day. He got on the internet. And I think what he tried to do was change the narrative a little bit. Because, you know, now we looking at you like, oh, you the type that'll pull a gun on your baby mama while she allegedly pull a gun on your baby mama, wife at that. Estranged wife, while she holding your child. We ain't even carved the turkey. Where the stuffing? Where the cranberry sauce? Anyway, Ray J decided to jump on the internet and cape for his sister. Now, I ain't never mad about no sibling capery. Because any opportunity that I got to cape for my sister Tytisha will be executed to the top in the full extent of my abilities. So I'm not mad about that. But Ray J got on the social media and he said, well, he basically called out Beyonce and Jay-Z. And he said that they come down to the Boy Is Mine tour. They done came down to the thing multiple times, but they don't say nothing to Brandy. He said they walk past Brandy's room. They just don't say nothing to Brandy. They don't do the photo ops with Brandy. I looked at that video and said, my God, today, I knew yesterday was going to be a messy day. If you go back to my Facebook, the first thing I did was tell everybody that I'm going to put on my hazmat suit because it's a messy day. The Diddy doc was coming out. Funky Dineva and Tamar was in the streets. Then you had, and so I knew it was just going to be a messy day. But I did not expect to find myself in a position where I am agreeing with Willie Norwood Jr. I did not expect that. That was not on the bingo card. Well, the smithereens of a 2025 bingo card that I still have left. Here's the thing. I don't know nothing. I am willing to admit I am one of those people. I am in media. But I don't know everything. I promise y'all. And I'm not going to sit up and ever pretend that I know everything. I don't know what type of issue, if there is really an issue between Brandy and Beyonce, or if it's something that y'all made up in y'all mama's basement on y'all iPad Generation 5s. Okay, I don't know. But I do know that when Beyonce and Jay-Z did make their way down to the Boy Is Mine tour, I don't even know how many times they went down there. I thought it was just one time. But I know that they have gone maybe more than once, because I saw Blue Ivy one time, and then I saw Rumi cutting up one time saying she wasn't going to get in the car. But anyway, I know that they went down there maybe 2 times at the most. And I saw the pictures that came out from their visits. Okay, Mother knows that they done been down there 6 to 7 times. So they go down to the thing. So they go down to the concert, which makes sense. Beyonce gonna go support Kelly. So they going to the concert. All the pictures that I saw did not include Brandy. That's all I'm saying. There may be a picture on somebody's hard drive on their Macintosh with Brandy and Beyonce. I just have not seen the photos. So when Ray J was like, you know, y'all come down here, like, we want pictures too. Like, can you just stop by Brandy's room? And I felt like, even though people was like, shut up, Ray J, I felt like there was a part of him and whatever substance he may or may not have been on yesterday that was coming from a sincere place of him feeling like his sister is just being left out, or his sister is just being overlooked. I can give him credit for that. At the very base minimum, I can give him credit for feeling like trying to be the big little brother. I can't even remember if I think he the little brother, trying to be the big little brother. Like, come on, y'all. Like, y'all the biggest superstars in the world. People making a big deal over these photos. You know, my sister didn't say anything to me about it, but I don't know. I don't know. But he said, you know, y'all could just show her some love. Like, you know, that's all. Just show her some love. Stop by, tell her have a good show. Or he want the pictures though. He want the pictures. Because I know if I was on the Boy Is Mine tour as an opening act and they said Jay-Z and Beyonce was outside, I'm going to want a picture too. I ain't going to cap. I'm going to want a picture too. Just to say, yeah, you know, they came through, snapping a little something, something. Okay. The only point that I was making yesterday when I wrote the blog post, but when I gave my personal opinion on the situation, I said, something that I did not expect to say today was that I agree with Ray J. I said, anytime someone who is very, very notable went down to that concert, we talking like Patti LaBelle, like really, really notable people, they tend to always try to make sure they take a photo with the headliners of the tour. It is the Boy Is Mine tour, Brandy and Monica. So if I were someone notable and I went down there, and if I went down there to support Kelly or I went down there to support Maya, and I would be like, yo, you know, let me just slide over here and say what's up to Monica and you know, as my old people say, stick my head in and holler at Brandy real quick. That's just the way I'm set up. Now, I know people got feelings. The industry done pit people against each other. Shit, Brandy and Monica wasn't even effing with each other for years. So I already know how this industry is. So there could be some feelings or some. But Beyonce always carried herself as a diplomatic diva out in public. Either, you know, at the very... y'all done seen pictures of Beyonce smiling where she looking like she doing charity with people. She be like... Y'all done seen the pictures. So the only thing that I said was that no one is obligated. I said those three words. I may have said no one or nobody, but I said no one is obligated to speak to anyone. But it wouldn't kill us to be kind and courteous to each other. That's all I said. Y'all in there talking about why Beyonce gotta speak to Brandy. I literally told one person, go back and read my comment, because I'm not even engaging this BS. Just go back and read my comment. No one is obligated to speak to nobody. But if me, Xaviera, can take a group picture with a bitch that I went to jail for fighting. I took a group picture with somebody recently that I went to jail. Well, I got arrested. They ain't take me all the way into jail, but I got arrested for us throwing hands and throwing down and fist fighting and punching each other upside the head. I could stand in a group photo because it was about someone else. I stood in a group photo and took a photo with this person. And I said, hey, how you doing? Because guess what? It did not kill me to be kind and courteous. I'm not losing cool points in heaven for nobody intentionally. That's all I was just saying. Beyonce is not obligated to speak to, talk to, walk to, take a picture with nobody. All I was saying was I'm trying to spread the message of us being kind and courteous to each other, even if it's for a millisecond. Even if it's for a millisecond. Because trust me, when my family members saw that group photo, they was like, oh, God is working on people. I was like, y'all, it was just a millisecond. It was a millisecond. And I looked cute. So, I mean, with no loss to me. And my sister said, no need when you already beat them up. So what I'm saying is, no big deal. It's no big deal. So the only message that I was sending was that we could just be kind and courteous together. I'm not telling nobody they got to take a picture with nobody. And then people were coming in like Beyonce took pictures with Brandy. So because I don't know everything and I can't be everywhere all at once. Child, I'm taking care of 2 kids under 7. Can y'all send me the picture so I can see it? I just want to see how cute it is. Just send it to me. Just send it to me. I'm not saying the picture don't exist. What I'm saying is I'm only speaking to what I know of. And am I going to be wrong sometime? Abso-damn-lutely. Ain't today Wednesday? How many times I done got on here? What y'all remember? I got on here and was like, ooh, all of October. And y'all was like, friend, it's November. I was like, oh, okay. I don't even be knowing what month it is sometimes. So yes, I will be wrong from time to time. But all I'm saying is, in this industry where everybody, the majority, 99% of everybody in the music industry is fake and phony. So y'all can't be fake and phony for 2 milliseconds to smile and take a picture. Kaylani said, no, it's the day after Tuesday. So that's the only point I was making for y'all who really tried to egg me on to start arguing back and forth with y'all. I'm not going to argue back and forth with y'all. I respect your opinion, even if I think it's dumb. I respect it, even though I think it's dumb. So you could think my opinion is dumb, but we could just be cute with each other. Or if I say something that you think is wrong or off kilter, just keep on going. Just keep going. You don't have to comment. I love when you do, as long as you being nice to everyone involved. But yeah, so anyway, that's that on that. But here's what got fishy. So Ray J gets on the internet and he does this whole thing where he's like, Jay-Z, Beyonce, just show my sister some love. I got love for y'all, blah, 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 blah. Less than 2-3 hours later, Brandy's account, her Instagram account, gets hacked and goes over to a Beyonce fan page and start writing crazy stuff under the photo. Ray J, give that girl her phone back. Then Brandy's team releases a statement this morning, basically saying that Brandy's Instagram account was compromised. I like how they said compromised and didn't use hacked. Because compromised means that Brandy's daughter could have got the phone and start, that Ray J could have got the phone. Our lovely said that was Sanja. Yeah, I call her Sanja. I know it's like Sonya, but I call her Sanja. Sanja could have got the phone like, Now, when Mama Tina start tweeting or posting for Beyonce, we gonna know. Because Mother Tina, we gonna know it's Mama Tina. If she ever tried to do that for Beyonce, we gonna know. But anyway, if you know, you know. But so the account got compromised and y'all got it right back and resuming business as usual. Y'all tell me what other time on earth ever in the history of Instagram has Brandy's account ever been hacked? But some hacker out in what is that place called? Silicon Valley was able to tap into her Instagram account literally less than 3 hours after Ray J hopped on the internet and called out Jay-Z and Beyonce. All right. If that's what I'm supposed to go with, that's what I'm supposed to go. That's what we gonna go with. Who am I to argue with what y'all told me? I got to take y'all word for it. But one last point I would like to make. If your Instagram account has ever been hacked, how quickly were you able to get it back? I know none of us are the vocal Bible. I know we are not the vocal Bible, but how quickly were you able to get your Instagram account back after it was hacked? Speaking of Instagram, somebody tried to hack my account last night because I got the notification that they were trying to do the password reset to get my password. Y'all leave me alone. My account, I don't have enough followers for y'all to be cut. Leave my account alone. That's the last thing I need. Just leave me alone. All right. I want to talk about Tamar and Funky Dineva. And I'm thinking about how I want to approach this. I'm not going to say nothing crazy, but I guess I'm going to just start at the beginning. because I feel like we talked about this situation before, but maybe not in detail. But the night before, Tamar hopped on the internet and said Uncle Charles almost came and grabbed her hand and led her to the crossroads with her teeth missing and her nose fractured. I was on social media and I saw a video of Tamar and Funky Dineva going into this club, and they were making a big to-do about it because they were celebrating Funky Dineva's birthday. And when I looked at the video, I was like, oh, Tamar threw Funky Dineva a birthday celebration, because based off of this clip, it looked like when you at least out celebrating your good friend. It may not have been a full-blown party with Chuck E. Cheese popping out the back, but it looked like if I'm celebrating our lovely and I'm bringing our lovely to the function, and I'm like, my friend here, it's her birthday, shout out to my best friend. That what it looked like. I saw the video and the caption was like, celebrating Funky Dineva's birthday. Now, I'm not a member of the Funky Bunch, but I be in the bunch. Do that make sense? At night, if I'm in the kitchen cooking, or if I'm doing anything where I need like something else going on to distract me, I will turn on Funky Dineva. I enjoy Funky Dineva. I think he's funny. I think he a fool, and I think he's smart. There are times that he says things that rub me the wrong way to the point where I got to sit out for about a couple days to a week. When he starts talking about children with autism, when he starts talking about low income people, there are certain things that he says that really, really, really get underneath my skin, and I got to step away from him for a while. With that being said, that's why I can't say I'm a full member of the Funky Bunch. Okay. So, but I enjoy watching his videos, and just hearing his commentary on whatever's going on. So I knew he was going out with Tamar that night, because on the video, he said he was going out to celebrate his birthday. Tamar was taking him out to celebrate his birthday. So I don't know how the narrative done changed from it wasn't a celebration for my birthday. So that's the first thing that jumped out at me. But when Funky Dineva rekindled this relationship with Tamar, and it was all me and Tamar, oh yeah, we getting ready. Hey, Nas, I haven't seen Nas in a very long time. What's up, Nas? When I could tell that they were rekindling this friendship, and every video he like, oh, let me get off the thing. Me and Tamar finna go get something to eat, or I went to Tamar's house for Thanksgiving. No, it wasn't Thanksgiving. It was a different holiday, but he went over there and ate. Maybe it was like Easter or something. But I know he had been over her house eating and carrying that, chewing down with the Braxton family. It was Tracy's celebration, when they celebrated Tracy's birthday. So, I knew that they had this friendship going on. And I sat in my kitchen washing my dishes and looked over at my laptop and was like, this ain't gonna last. This is going to blow up in a very, very ugly way. This friendship is combustible. I knew that going in. I really did. And I don't pretend to know a lot. I don't know much about algebra. But I knew that friendship was combustible. And the reason why it is combustible is because I have watched Funky Dineva move through multiple friendships, and I have watched Tamar Braxton move through multiple friendships, and I have watched how they have conducted themselves inside those friendships. And once the friendships were over, I have watched the way Tamar has conducted herself inside friendships and after the friendships is over. How you and Candy was so type of y'all about to fight down to the State Farm Arena, and Todd got to jump between y'all. Now, one might have thought it was a scheme set up by Todd, but who would have ever thought Tamar Braxton and Candy Burr is about to be down fighting to the thing? What y'all fighting over? Notes? Every man loves a woman, or him and her can just go hang. What y'all fighting over? Notes? Anyway, I just knew that this friendship was combustible. What I will say is the friendship lasted much longer than I expected it to. When Tamar got on that's my disclaimer to the side. When Tamar got on the internet and said that she almost died. She woke up with missing teeth and a fractured nose, and her body is aching and she can't move. And she see Uncle Charles, gonna miss everybody. She see him over there. He got his hand reached out like this, going like this. Come on, like Rick James told Eddie Murphy and Charlie Murphy. Come on. So I'm like, okay, I thank God. I thank my dear Heavenly Father that I have never been in a position where I thought I was, I take that back. The first time I got COVID, I wasn't sure if the Lord was going to call me home or not. I don't like to talk about it. But what I didn't do was get on the internet and tell y'all. Do y'all remember me ever saying I felt like I almost died? Do y'all ever recall me getting on Facebook, typing out the words, I almost died? Child, because if you almost die, why is your first thought social media? Like, attention seeking is like, it should be studied by some of the top neurologists in the country, because y'all, like, social media really be having y'all like crashing out and catching the vapors. I know that's very, very old school terminology, but that's what y'all be doing on social media. When have you ever almost died and your first thought was to wake up and reach for your phone with missing teeth and a fractured nose and to tell me that you almost died? Uncle Charles was in the back like this. I wasn't even over there. She didn't even pop up on my GPS. No. Okay, so that's the first thing that jumped out at me at the statement. But I was like, listen, traffic is slow today. Let me go ahead and write this story, because people going to come in to find out what's going on. And when they come in, they're going to see this sound like some BS, but I'm not going to be the one to say it, because what? I'm not trying to lose cool points in heaven. I wrote the post. Y'all came in. Y'all read it. We talked about it in the comment section. And then all of us said our prayers real hard that night so that the Lord would forgive us as we go into another day. Okay. So my first thought when Tamar says she almost died, I'm going to be absolutely honest. My first thought was not necessarily what did Funky Dineva do? But my first thought was, what do Funky Dineva got to do with this? And let me explain to y'all, because a lot of y'all don't listen to understand, you listen to respond. My first thought was, if you are in the Funky Bunch, or if you do watch Funky Dineva, you know he makes no qualms about telling y'all that he used to play with the powder. He lets you know real quick that I used to play. Yeah, I used to dibble dabble with the powder back in my day. Now, I don't know how far back in the day it was, but that he used to dibble dabble in the powder. So my first thought was, Tamar tried to hop off the porch with the big dogs and couldn't hang. Because I have experienced trying to hop off the porch with the big dogs and I couldn't hang. But my vice was Boone's Farm back in the day. And I remember I was hanging with some friends and they pulled out the Boone's Farm. Some of y'all might be old enough to remember Boone's Farm. They pulled out the Boone's Farm and I was trying to drink and show that I could hold my liquor. And I ended up face down. So I know what it's like to try to hang when you really ain't built to last, and you ain't built for the game. You're not built for the game. So I figured Tamar and Funk went out. It was his birthday. They probably turned up. They had a good time, and Tamar couldn't hang. She either got too drunk or all of the above, and got home, tripped, fell out, hit her face, knocked her teeth out. That was the story I gave myself. But some of y'all took it to way to the left. Is that my right? No, this is my right. Y'all just took it over there. And y'all had put together an NCIS, CSI Atlanta game plan of what had happened, what Funk had possibly did to Tamar, or how he didn't protect her, and so on and so forth, and blah, 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 blah. Now, Funk did not help the situation when he got on social media and was like, I don't know what happened to that lady. That lady. Y'all, friends, best friends, if we ever have the opportunity, and Lord willing, it will come sooner than later, for us to go out and have a good time and a good kiki turn up, and we gonna test our knees to see if we can still take it down low, and we gonna pop our cooties, and we gonna throw our butts until our backs start hurting or our sciatica start acting up. And if something happened to me, or I can't hang and I fall out down to the thing, and y'all get on social media talking about, I don't know what happened to that lady, I'm going to feel some type of way. How I go from being best friend to that lady? So then that was like, so I was just taking notes in my little Rolodex, like how they go from damn near besties to that lady. That lady. Okay. That was interesting. So let me fast forward because I'm walking this dog way too slow and I got to get back to work. So that was all the things. So then it became a situation where Tamar would not tell people Funk didn't do nothing to her. Then she dropped this trailer for like just prematurely dropped this trailer for an EP. And we like, girl, don't you got one foot in heaven and the other on a banana peel? Why is you telling us about a EP? Do you got your teeth back in yet? Is your nose, did they reset your nose? And is it me? Did she fall down, knock out her teeth and fracture her nose and get up with new titties? Or am I tripping? Or I just ain't noticed ahead of time? Just me? No worries. So, okay, we get this EP trailer with her down to the thing kissing Mendices and Funk in the trailer and L'Oreal in the trailer. So now I was like, hold on. Was this all part of a scheme that Todd set up? Because what is going on? So Funk was pissed because he felt like she played him out as far as a PR stunt and this, that, and the third, this, that, and the third. Well, fast forward. Tamar did this interview. Now she got the new teeth. Her nose, she done lost a little bit of weight. She looked good. Oh, my stomach growling, y'all. I'm hungry. Did y'all hear that? My stomach just growled so loud near my microphone. Tamar did this interview and she kind of like shaded Funk, but not really. It was like, well, I went to a party. Well, I threw a party for a friend. Then L'Oreal was like, well, somebody you thought was your friend. Because the way L'Oreal talk be sending me. Somebody you thought was your friend. But anyway, sorry, Lord, strike that. So anyway, that set Funk off. So Funky Dineva did what he do. He went down to them streets of YouTube. He turned that microphone, them cameras on, and started earning. Because one thing Funk gonna do is monetize his mess. He started earning because he aired Tamar out. And he basically said the reason why he did not go up in her apartment that night is because she been allegedly carrying on an inappropriate relationship with Mendices. It's been going on, blah, 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 blah. She been doing it in front of him, so on and so forth, blah, 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 blah. Now, first thing people want to do is call him a messy punk. Now, is he a messy punk or is she a homewrecker? Now, we need to come on now. I know we picking and choosing which celebrity we like better. But at the same time, Tamar can't wreck no home if one of the members of the house don't come out to play with her. But the ICC friends who hopped on my Facebook page yesterday and said it's only a matter of time before Yandy pop out and let us know that it was her, y'all sent me to Jupiter yesterday. I really needed that good hearty laugh. But anyway, so Funky basically told us that Tamar was down to the thing, carrying on an inappropriate relationship with Mendices. And Mendices was the one who was at her house when she had the incident and Uncle Charles was knocking on the front door. So in hindsight, it makes sense because when Funky Dineva first went off on Tamar, he kept saying, you don't want me to tell it. I'm going to spare you because if I tell it, you don't want me to tell it. And I'm like, she was expecting him to tell it. That's why she prematurely dropped that trailer with Mendices as her love interest, because that would create the narrative. That's just my co-star. Y'all took a video and y'all turned it into a rumor about us messing around. So Tamar tried to play chess right there. And I'm going to give her team I'm going to give y'all a little this one for that one. Because that was cute. Y'all tried to get in front of that by putting out the whole, because some of y'all bought it. Y'all was in my comment section. Nah, he was just in her video. He was just in her video. What a video got to do down to Ruth Chris? What a video got to do down to the Four Seasons? But let me tell you where Tamar may have played her hand wrong. All this man asked you to do was just simply say, He ain't have nothing to do with me falling and hurting myself. He was nowhere around. But because you like attention, and I feel like she actually enjoyed, my stomach's still growling. I feel like she actually enjoyed the internet chewing Funky Dineva up. That's why she ain't say nothing. Because if one of my friends getting ate up on the internet, I'ma say something. I'm going to say something. Whether y'all listen to me or not, I'm going to say something. She didn't say a word. And you don't leave somebody out to drown like that unless you enjoy watching them drown or you felt some type of way about them anyway. So go ahead with no life raft. Go ahead. But Tamar didn't do her homework, because anybody who has been following Funky Dineva at any way, shape, or form of his career, online or off. Tiffany says she heard my stomach. My stomach girl said, girl, shut up and go eat. I'm going to go eat in a second. I'm just trying to get this all out before Toogie wake up. If you follow Funky Dineva, you done seen his friendship with Michelle Brown go up in smoke. And you saw that he don't play. When a friendship go up in smoke and it get ugly, if you take it low, Funk gonna take it to hell. And that's exactly what he did on his show last night. Because he spared Tamar from August until December. I'm gonna have to start mute. My stomach is wilding. From August to December, because I'm like, yo, I didn't even get to deck the halls. My chestnuts not roasting on the open fire, and we back at this again. We back to August on this August BS. But he aired it out. Yandy ain't said a word. I went through social media and saw Yandy taking her weave out. So I was like, okay, well, she ain't upset. I ain't gonna be upset about it either for her. She taking her weave out. She was selling her hair products. I ain't mad. Stay focused. Stay focused. Look, Christy said, y'all gonna listen to Krishan now? That might be why Krishan was down to the thing punching folks. I don't know. But she on my ignore list. I got to put her back on the ignore list. But with that being said, Tamar, like, your people didn't tell you right. Because last night, I looked on the internet. It was people that are not Funky Dineva that was saying they saw you and that man down to the Four Seasons. They saw you and that man in restaurants. Like, you planned, then you got your legal team like to put together this statement that, look, okay, come on, Chat GPT, go off. You put out this statement that is supposed to look very legalish. And let me just point this out to y'all, because, you know, I'm in my ramble bag now. Please take note of every single celebrity that hollers and yells they are going to sue somebody for saying something about them that ain't true. If the lawsuit don't come through, because, not to get off subject, there is no way on God's green earth that somebody who done broke bread with me and my family, done kicked it with us, been in intimate spaces with us, could get out and say that they saw somebody going knee deep in my husband, and I don't file a lawsuit if it is not true. Not on no planet on this earth. Not on this planet. Not on another planet, not on Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus. See what I did right there? None of them, none of the planets in the solar system. Could somebody say that they saw my husband's best friend digging in his guts, and it be a bold-faced lie, and I don't do no type of litigation? Especially after I done hollered out loud and told the whole world I'm suing. ¿Dónde está el lawsuit? I don't know how to say a lawsuit in Spanish. Let me see. Hey, Siri. No, Siri, ignore me. Hold on. Now, see, if I had my Google up here, my Google would have responded. Let me see something. How do you say lawsuit in Espanol?
In Spanish, you would say pleito.
Pleito. ¿Dónde está el pleito? Just saying. Just saying. So Tamar tried to take the legal route, like, oh, I'm gonna listen to y'all. I'm gonna listen to my fans, and I'm just gonna stick to singing, and I'm gonna let my legal team handle it from here. That sounds like a good plan. Don't say nothing else to Funky Dineva, because he still said it's something else he not telling. And at this point, it's a part of me that do want you to say something so I could know what it is, because I'm nosy. But at the same time, you ever watch two people about to fight and you be like, oh, she about to get her ass whooped and she don't even know it. That's kind of what it's given. Because that man read you for filth so bad last night that it hurt my feelings. He read you so bad last night that it hurt my feelings. Because let me tell y'all something. You can argue with somebody and be like, oh, that's why you broke and that's why you didn't. That, but the most deadliest reads, because I can't argue that good. I'm gonna say a few things. I'm not really good. I used to be like really, really clever with the words back in my day, but I'm burnt out now. But what I'm saying is, I'm not really good at arguing. Like, I'll say a few things and then I want to fight. Like, because I'm not good with the words. Like, okay, all right, we done said what we're gonna say. Now we need to fight. But I do know this. The deadliest reads, if you ever get into an argument with somebody and y'all want to keep it verbal, you just want to spar with words, don't nothing hurt more than the truth. That's all I got to say about that. Here, I'm gonna say it one more time for those of you who just want to listen to respond and not listen to understand. Nothing go harder. Nothing hurts worse. Nothing cuts the jugular or will sit in your spirit and in your soul like killing somebody with the truth. Hit them with the truth. You can be like, oh, that's why your house in foreclosure, and the house not in foreclosure. They just like, bitch, shut up. That's why your car got repossessed and the car's still in the garage. No. When you be like, that's why you had to go down, use your baby's social security number and go get a fake ID and create a false identity just to be able to get a bank account, to be able to go down and apply for the car loan, and you not paying for it because you selling your food stamp. Oh boy, nothing hurt like the truth. And I'm going to tell you a few more life lessons. Stop doing dirt with people or doing dirt in front of people that you have seen tell other people dirt. I don't understand what's wrong with y'all. What's wrong with you? Are some of your chromosomes sleep? If I have watched someone get on the internet and spill someone else's tea, I'm not going to brew no tea in front of them. You know how many bees I don't like no more and I'm still holding their secrets? Let me show you. Where's that? Here go they secrets right in here. I don't even like them hoes no more, but they secrets is in here. You see, I had to put a little piece of lemon in there, a little piece of orange to keep it from stanking. This is where I keep folks' secrets in my little green leaf jar to remind me that the Lord know my heart. I keep they little raggly secrets right here. I don't like you no more, but just know your secret right here. I ain't told nobody. And if you tell my secrets, I'll see you when I see you. I still got a little fight in me. That's all I'm going to say about that. Be mindful of who holds your secrets. Be mindful of who holds your tea. Because then you're going to be down to the internet using Chat GPT and one of your attorney friends that gave you a letterhead to put out an official statement, basically lying about lying. My God, today. All right, friends. On that note, I love y'all. Thank you for being a friend. Dun, 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 dun. Travel down the road, back again. All right. I'm gonna go finish working. I got a screening tonight. I'm going to I'm back outside. I'm going to the Marty Supreme screening tonight. And I got a heads up and a wink wink that somebody special gonna be in the building. So I'm gonna make sure I got a good seat. So I'm going to that screening, but in the meantime, in between time, I'm gonna get back downstairs before Toogie wake up, and I'm gonna eat first. And Destiny said, thanks for going live, best friend. Thank you for being here, best friend. Our Lovely said, love you too, best friend. Love you too, baby. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and try to get back on the grind because I got to drive into Atlanta, and y'all already know that's over the river and through the woods. I got to go yonder to get to Atlanta. So thank y'all for spending time with me. Whether if you were here the entire time, you win. You won a prize. I love you too, Kaylani. So yeah. Yeah. All right. Hopefully we can do this again sometime soon. All right. Love y'all. Bye. Have a great day. Have a great day. I'll see you in the streets of Facebook.